welcome to Oops All Segments, the very best podcast. Hitting your eardrums at this very moment, I'm Kevin.
I'm Thomas, and today we are here with returning guest, fave of the pod, comedian, and it's October, so I'm going to go ahead and call him Tim Scare. A little bit of a Halloween-y vibe. Yeah, I got a gourd. Tim, how are you?
I'm doing good. That's a scary gourd. The handle on that, it points right at people.
It's got some. Thomas is in America, and that's the most gun-like pumpkin I've ever seen. I have to say,
you can see it's got a little barrel. If you look, there's an opening.
You don't even need to carve that thing. It's already scary.
Yeah. Don't point that at people, man. That's dangerous. You should
walking up to a regular pumpkin and being trembling in fear.
You've got a right to bear gourd. Tim, what's new in your life, man? What's going on?
Doing groovy. Yep.
That was the sound of a man who wasn't ready to tell us a story or something.
One of the least groovy things I've ever heard.
That's fair. Absolutely. I mean, I don't got a lot going on right now. I just been locked in listening to the Cosmere on audiobooks.
What's the Cosmere?
It's like Brandon Sanderson's. It's an epic fantasy with an interconnected world. There's 20-something books, so I've just been blowing through them with my ears. It's been beautiful.
Yeah. I feel like these sort of fantasy epic novels were really done a great service by audiobooks becoming a thing. You know, there's such a daunting prospect to carry around a large tome.
100%.
But I feel like with an audiobook, there's you get to just kind of coast through it. It's pretty much like listening to are you a big audiobook guy?
Just within the last I've always been an audiobook, but the last month, just been tearing through them.
Plowing through them.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. I haven't really got on the train yet. My current ingestion is always through YouTube. I don't do anything else.
Oh, nice.
I just watch YouTube.
You famously read Moby Dick on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just someone turning.
What's up, everybody? Captain Ahab out here.
Yeah.
Still can't find that whale. LOL. Like and subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah. From Hell's Heart, smash that like button. Yeah.
At Queequeg.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, T? What's going on in your life?
I was going to say about audiobooks, the problem for me, and I love podcasts, but I feel like if I've got my phone, if it's coming through my phone, I will multitask and then I'll miss stuff, especially if it's fiction. I feel like I kind of need to be able to flip the page back, read the sentence a few times. Otherwise, I'm like, I have no clue what the last 5 pages were about. But maybe if the book is a long enough tome, you're like, there's some stuff designed for you to miss.
Not everything
you'll
is
get
sticking.
you'll get the gist of it.
Fair.
Yeah. Do you find yourself doubling back a lot? I do that even with podcasts. I would be in that position. Is there a back look at the back page function in audiobooks?
I mean, it's same podcast features. You got 30-second back, but I'm a plow forward kind of guy.
Forget it or not, Tim doesn't give a shit if it's stuck. It's going straight through.
I'm listening on 3 times speed.
So you're just sort of
it's pretty unintelligible. I just want to get the achievement of book on
lit maxing.
Yeah. Your profile on Audible is sick. You're all about the Audible trophies and achievements.
Absolutely. Yeah.
A friend of the pod, Eric Muller, I think watches TV shows at 1.5, 2 times speed sometimes, just to get through them, which to me is crazy, but
that scans with his personality a little bit.
The efficiency mindset.
Yeah, for sure. It feels like living in Limitless.
Yeah. You're literally trying to inject entertainment into you. If you could.
Absolutely.
Just be like, The Simpsons.
Just a suspenseful show.
Substance.
Yeah. No, it's very weird. It's very weird.
Honestly,
I used to watch wrestling
on
a
TV show now. It would be called The Lack of Substance. So.
Oh,
nice,
you went there.
Yeah. Wow. Really good stuff there, T. Really good stuff.
Thank you. Oh.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's new with you, man? What's going on in your life?
Me? Oh, shucks. What's going on? I opened a sketch show yesterday, which was fun. I've never done sketch before in my whole dang life. It was called Season 1. We wrote, rehearsed, and created the show in only 2 weeks with a whole new team. So it was fun, very chaotic, but yeah, I think it went pretty well.
That's cool,
People
man.
Enjoyed it.
That's
People
awesome.
enjoyed it. You had a good time. Did you have like a favorite moment from the show?
Well, there was a funny moment in one sketch where we had a person who was sick who couldn't come, so our director was filling in for a few things. And there was a sketch at our very last sketch where there was a moment where she's supposed to ask Siri something and Siri answers, and it's like an actor on a mic, but the actor just like wasn't there. So they were like, "Hey Siri, what is this? Hey Siri, what is this?" And it like didn't happen. So she recovered by pulling out her real phone and actually asking Siri and getting Siri's like live answer, which I thought was a pretty clever.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And the fact that I just said that so much, my phone is going crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you? Yeah, anyone who was listening to this episode on speakers just really resented you.
That
for
same sketch show had a different thing where we learned. I'm not going to say it because it triggers a 911 call, but they had a line in the sketch that was basically asking the robot if it could call for help. And if you do that, everyone in the audience's phone would like dial 911.
My God.
So we had to rephrase it carefully to not trigger that emergency.
That's hilarious.
That's fun. I like the idea of like ending a show by just having that call come through the loudspeaker and then just being like, everyone, like, hey, like that at the end of the curtain call, you just say, you know, hey, robot, dude, call for help over the loudspeakers, just to send everyone into a little bit of chaos before you go home, make it tough for people to kind of like leave. Their phones aren't even on yet, right? I mean, but they should have been off, so punish them.
Yeah.
Punish them.
So true.
Hello, officer, I have an emergency. I was in a show with my phone on. Me.
What's up with you, Kevin?
It's time to figure out what's going on with this boy's DNA. For the uninitiated, I'm sort of half adopted. My mom who raised me, who is my mother in all respects, a very, very sweet woman, is not my biological mother. My father I knew, and I'm half Trinidadian. I know that. To be sure, but Trinidad by way of like, or I guess India by way of Trinidad. Like, my dad was brown, like from India. So I'm curious. I've always wondered what the other part of me is, and I've never. I just did an AncestryDNA thing. I finally got my results in, and I'm curious. I want to see what they are. So I'm going to pull them up here. We're going to look at my DNA origins as I share screen here, and it looks like I've got 8 ancestral regions.
Okay.
25% Northern Indian.
Nice.
Okay, that makes sense. 19% Southern Indian. Okay.
Sure.
17% Scottish.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. I shouldn't have established that because I do not know how to do a Finnish accent. 15% Finnish.
Okay.
15% Finnish. 10% English, which lines up with my my actual mom's is from England, so that kind of works. Bengal.
Wow.
Oops, I didn't mean to click that.
Like the
Bengal.
tiger.
Yeah. Where is that? I don't actually know where that is.
It looks like it's like near India, right?
It's down. Yeah, it's like down
yeah.
here. It's down here. It's like near India. Norway, a little bit of Norway, and 2% Indigenous America's North. So there's a little bit of
start
indigenous...
applying for scholarships, Kevin.
Yeah.
This is
wow.
huge for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
how does
that cool.
track with your expectations?
Let's see here. Northern India, Southern India. So yeah, like kind of. So we've got 19 and 25 together. That makes what, 44? 44% Indian. That kind of tracks. Like I knew I was going to be roughly half brown. Then like we've got, you know, some of this. I mean, plus I guess Bengal, which I guess we'll consider that as well. But like, you know, the Norway is kind of surprising. You know, and the European stuff is like, okay, sure, I'm white in some way, Finnish, Scottish. That's fun.
Yeah,
that's neat.
If you were surprised from your Scottish DNA, you'd say, "Ah, Norway! I can't believe this, Norway." pretty good, right?
No.
What would you say is the bit of your ancestry that you're most ashamed of looking at this list? Which one do you not want on there? If you could cut one out.
So obviously I have to pick one of the white ones because otherwise it's bad. I mean, honestly, these are some. If you're gonna be from, I mean, Scotland has some weird history. But and I don't know a lot about Finland or Norway, but they seem like good places to live right now. So I guess we're gonna say Scottish. No, wait, hold on. England's a bad country, right? Like they did terrible.
One of the most
things.
evil. One of the most
truly horrendous nation. So I think we'll go with jolly old, as it were.
Nice.
Jolly old. Yeah, that's gotta be
sweet that
shameful.
they
Which
give
is
you
the one.
map.
Yeah, it's
I feel
cool.
like you should do a big trip, tour, hit all the spots,
Hit all the spots,
and spend the portion of time. As
that's
the percentage
good,
it is.
Right. Plan a trip, so I have to be there in
5
northern
days
India
in northern
for a
India,
quarter
4
of
days in southern India, 3 days in Scotland.
Yeah. I have to spend 1 day in North America.
You have to spend 23 minutes in like a reserve.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty funky. So anyway, that's a mystery solved. Probably uninteresting for the listeners who don't know me personally, and maybe
I also took a
uninteresting for the ones
DNA
that do.
test recently.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do you have your results? Do you want to
Yeah,
share?
it turns out it's 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
White people!
I'm 100% Ashkenazi Jew.
Oh.
Let's spin the wheel and get started. I hope you're having fun so far.
It's a new wheel. Oh, wow. That's right. New wheel for the new rebrand. You're on the first real episode of the new rebrand.
We've got word of the day.
Word of the
Find
day.
a word of the day online. Participants must text a parental figure using the word of the day.
Okay.
Okay.
That's fun.
Speaking of Kevin's DNA test, maybe you can let your mom know about it. So the word of the day, is there an official word of the day? I mean, who decides this shit?
I mean, it doesn't like Merriam-Webster pick one,
we'll do
or like
Merriam-Webster
or like Urban Dictionary might be a funnier choice.
That is funny. Merriam-Webster picked gossamer.
What?
So like a very light and delicate thing, like a thin fabric or a butterfly wing, gossamer.
Oh God.
Okay.
And then
that's a very
the word
nice
of the day
word.
on dictionary.com is impermeable. But let's check out Urban Dictionary here.
What
Gossamer,
does
impermeable. Impermeable is like you can't like break through it. It's like
that's an antonym of gossamer. Are they rival words?
I mean,
of
they're
the
sort of like, I mean, a gossamer would not be described as impermeable. That's like, like it's definitely something that, like, I guess a gossamer is more like a noun, but right? Or is a gossamer an adjective? Like
Gossamer would be an adjective.
Oh, so you use it. Oh, so they are pretty much antonyms. Like,
yeah,
kind of. Yeah, one implies fragility.
I think both imply. Well,
impermeable.
I thought impermeable means you can't.
Oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
The opposite. Yeah. And what about Urban Dictionary? What's it got?
They don't have a word of the day. But
thank goodness.
The front page, they don't have a word of the day, but the front page word was old head, which is actually something like a common term, like someone who acts older than they are, basically.
Right.
I'm sure there's some other definitions for old head on that
website.
But do not want to text my mom that.
Yeah.
You ever give dad any old head?
Ancient top.
I'm gonna tell my mom that my affection for her is impermeable.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Are we each gonna pick one? Is that how it works?
Well, yeah, but does that mean I have to go with old head?
You still have time to take the other one before Tim does.
Tim said explicitly he wasn't going to go with old head, and I don't want him to have to be he's a guest. I don't want him to be forced to text his mom so they do with old head. You know what?
I can do it. I'll take old head.
Oh, you're
Gossamer
a nice
is tough. Gossamer.
Gossamer. Here's the thing. I'm going to use gossamer. My mom's going to not know what it means.
Okay.
Right? That's my mom.
I'll do gossamer because my mom used to raise butterflies, and I feel like
Oh,
All
that's
right.
cute. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, my mom
Sure,
likes
man.
butterflies, but she won't know what the word gossamer means. My mom
yeah.
will not know what old head means either, but I'll figure it out.
I'd say Ken should have won Best Actor. Ryan Gossamer rules.
Oh, that's good. All right.
I'm gonna, I was gonna like. Here's what I thought. I was gonna text my mom something like, I might go to the store to buy a new thing for the shower because I'm tired of the old head.
Oh,
But-
that's
Pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't know why I'd text my mom that, and then
And
she's
I
gonna.
feel like for your birthday for the next 3 years, she'll
Yeah.
buy you a shower head, like like mom's.
I'm gonna say might go to Home Depot to buy a new. I'm doing it. A new piece for the shower. I did something wrong with the old head.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Now I'm not going to explain to my mom what I meant by that, and she's not going to understand until she listens to this episode next week. So I'm sorry, Mom, but that's
Yeah.
I'm not going to Home Depot. My shower's fine. Okay, and I didn't mean to do that. That was I didn't realize that the part of the segment would be texting our parents.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Your love is impermeable. That's what you said to your mom, and then
Yeah,
and
my
then Tim.
affection
How did
for
we
you.
how did we use gossamer?
Oh, I said, did you see Barbie? Did you enjoy Ryan Gossamer's performance?
Oh, you. Just
Great.
pretty old reference as well. Like the movie's been out
Did
for
you
months.
see Barbie?
Is that something that would your
Yeah,
mother
did
have
you
seen?
see the Ides
Barbie?
of March? Ryan Gossamer was low-key great in that one.
Is that something that your mom would have seen?
We'll find out. I'm sure she'll reply soon. Perhaps. I feel like
Yeah.
it was a cultural moment. She you know,
Yeah.
she likes to stay attuned to the zeitgeist when she can.
Right,
So I feel
right.
like maybe, but I really
Right.
have no clue. So
This will be
She's
the
like, I much
segment-
preferred Cillian Sloppenheimer. Or wait, damn it, Cillian Murphy and Sloppenheimer.
Sloppenheimer getting some old head in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's just say the Manhattan Project was, I don't know. Let's
You didn't have
go
anything
ahead and
there?
say
You
I
didn't have
didn't
anything
have
there?
something.
No.
No.
There's something with like man and hat that's like top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's something about the quantum physics of sloppy toppy, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Let's spin the wheel again. This will be the segment that keeps on giving. Later we'll reveal if our parents responded.
My mom literally said, Kevin, I have a new shower kit. Come pick it up. It's new. I have to tell her I'm kidding.
Yeah. Double feature. Participants must collectively pick a controversial film. Then they must choose the worst movie to either follow it or precede it. So we're gonna pick a movie that kind of controversial, and then plan a movie night with it.
So wait, sorry. I was texting my mother. We have to pick a controversial film.
Yeah, we're gonna pick a controversial film and then decide what would be a good double feature for that controversial movie.
Okay.
The response
That's
from
fun.
my mom was just a question mark.
You said your love for her is impermeable. She thinks you're gonna die now.
Yeah,
She's worried
what?
about your
Huh?
mental health because you sent that text. Yeah. Okay. So controversial film. Controversial film.
What about that
what's
Winnie
a-
the Pooh horror remake?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. That's interesting. Like people like sort of, I was worried we were gonna pick something more like politically controversial. So that's better.
Oh yeah, okay.
We could do that new-
Propaganda.
we could do- yeah, the
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh horror movie with that new Reagan film.
Oh yeah.
Or actually,
The Apprentice.
wasn't it someone with your namesake, Tim, who did the I'm Not Racist movie? Who's
Matt
that
Walsh?
guy? Oh, never mind. Yeah, your
Matt
exact
Walsh.
name, Matt Walsh.
Your namesake. Matt. Yeah. That's a controversial movie. What's it about? What is it? Because he's a piece of shit, right? Matt Walsh?
Yeah, like one
Yeah.
of those.
Well, I liked him on Veep, but I guess
Oh yeah, I mean,
This is a
and
different
who
guy.
can forget the UCB? Founding UCB. Was
Oh
big for
yeah,
him.
one of the
Absolutely.
UCB4. Yeah,
Is there another Matt Walsh who's not?
there is.
That-
Yeah, the
yeah,
redheaded
comedian.
guy who.
Improv legend.
Yeah, well, so if we're doing the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, I believe it was called.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
wow.
what it was. Blood and
is
honey.
there another like tasteless horror film that sort of, you know,
You could couple it
undermines
with
a
Mariah
beloved-
Carey's Honey.
Mm.
The movie starring Mariah Carey
Yeah.
called Honey. Blood, like the Honey double feature.
Yeah.
Or wasn't there that movie Da Four Bloods? That
Oh,
has
yes.
the word blood in it.
Spike Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Or
about that
this is
Winnie the Pooh movie where it's like Christopher Robin? Is it Colin Firth? He's
Yeah,
like
the live
adult
action.
Christopher
Yeah.
Robin. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a weird. What a bad casting choice that is.
Oh, you know what would be
For
good?
Robin.
I think this is a pretty good one. We do Blood and Honey,
Yeah.
and then we do Grizzly Man.
Oh,
Werner
that's great.
Herzog.
That's a good.
That's
absolutely.
yeah, lots
Tasteless.
of Grizzly Man references on this episode, on this
Absolutely.
podcast lately. But yeah, no, that's
And-
there. That is the one. That is the
Absolutely.
move.
And not
you
even
know.
the Grizzly Man movie, the tape of the guy being
Just the
attacked.
raw
Just the
footage.
tape that he says no one must ever hear this, which we keep bringing up recently. We've done a lot of Timothy Treadwell references on the podcast.
what in that programming? What's coming first? Right, the footage of a man
Yeah.
being killed, and then you just saw, you
Yeah,
sort of.
which is scarier? Like, because in a way you're like, well,
Is it
at
hard to
least-
watch a horror movie that involves a bunch of murder if you've just watched an actual?
Yeah,
death?
I feel
like
like I
is
do
that
feel
yeah.
like it would undermine the Winnie the Pooh to see it second. You'd have to watch that first and be like, well, that could never really happen in real life. And then you watch Grizzly Man, and it's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is terrifying. Yeah. I mean, I think, and the Winnie the Pooh movie is like a slasher flick. I think. Yeah. He's like a villain, and they're doing a Mickey Mouse one now. I
Steamboat
saw.
Willie on the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie onto.
Could also do The Revenant to kind of get revenge.
Oh, that's
yeah.
fun. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you do Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and then Paddington 2.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Paddington 2. It's better than
That's
Paddington
good.
1. And it's like a nice, no one's going to be sad about it. You know, if you do it the other way around, it's a really rough ride, I think.
Yeah.
Have either of you seen Blood and Honey?
Have not. But
No.
my good friend
No.
Jeremy Dobsky has and told me
Okay,
all about it.
We'll ask him on our next
about it
episode.
next episode. Yeah, it'll all be about Blood and Honey. We'll just
Yeah.
ask him a lot about Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. That was something. Thomas, should we take an ad break?
I think it's time for a break.
Okay, it's time for an ad break, which I now do within the system here, and it goes a little something like this.
Do you smell that? It's Bullshit Alert, the podcast where we lie, cheat, steal, and sometimes, yes, sometimes, it's the truth. Think you can sniff it out? Join Stephen Carter, Danny Marshall, and Lily Moss each week where we invite new guests, new stories, and of course, new bullshit. Find Bullshit Alert on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you listen to podcasts.
And we are back.
Kind of funny.
Holy
I feel
cow.
like on most podcasts they talk like vaguely after an ad break because they don't know what it just was for. And we do for the first time with this
Yeah.
new system know what was just talked
Yeah.
about. But it's kind of fun to do the vagueness anyway. Like, wow, that sounds like a great show. As we force
right.
Tim to listen to.
That was sweet. The production value has gone up. This is a real show.
Thank you.
This is
Yeah, we've had
incredible.
a glow up since the
We
last
gotta
time.
glow up. That's right. You know, next time you come on, we'll all be in studio. Yeah, you'll be in the Oops Cavern or something.
Oh
we'll
yeah,
call it.
and I'll be the
Yeah.
one doing a paternity test.
Right? Yeah.
To find out who your child is.
Yeah. Wow. Oops. Is real. This segment is very different.
There's 4 children there. We have to decide which one's Tim's. Yeah, Tim. I actually don't know if you have a segment for us. Do you have a segment for us?
I
sounds
totally
like a yes.
I can let me think of a segment. I can come up.
Yeah, you can think of
it's
a
not
segment.
that hard, right?
No, it's not hard to think of a
easy.
segment. Here, you can think of a segment. Thomas and I'll have a little dance party.
Okay.
Got me. Ecstatic.
Yeah, that's all we had in us. But yeah,
Shout out Rat Doodle. Great song. Fortnite dub got me ecstatic. I was depressed, but now I feel fantastic.
yeah.
Ecstatic.
Tim, you could even just pose a provocative question
I've
to
gotten,
the group.
yeah,
You've got something. Okay.
Here's my idea for a segment.
Okay.
But I think just making it up off the top of my head. We'll see how it works. But first, everyone just needs to pick a favorite food item.
Oh, sure. I'm gonna go with Yorkshire pudding.
Okay.
I like Yorkshire pudding.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I'm
I want to
gonna
pick something
go
a little
with
unique.
little spicy chicken sandwich.
Oh, that's all right. Great. And I'm gonna pick French fries, and then the segment is how do we make this topping work on a pizza? What do you pair that with?
Nice. Kevin has the longest walk.
Yeah, I actually think I've solved it. I've solved it. I don't know if you guys are Yorkshire pudding aficionados.
Yeah,
but
not all of us have 16% Scottish DNA.
Is that one of those British puddings that's meat, or is that an actual pudding?
It's like it's not a dessert, because it's weird thing in England is pudding means like dessert.
Absolutely.
Right? And
it's
like
a very
pudding's
misleading name. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't
pudding
tell what
is a
all the
dessert
things are.
here. And but Yorkshire pudding is it's like a pastry or like a dough. It's kind of more like a biscuit or something, but it's essentially like a cup, like a baked flour and it's like a doughy kind of cup. And then you usually put it's served with gravy often, with traditional Sunday roast and things. So it's a savory dish.
Wait, the cup is the pudding? It's just the cup. There's no filling.
I mean, typically speaking, people fill it with no. There's no that's the Yorkshire pudding is actually the cup.
I hate that. I hate that. I don't like that.
I hear
cup. I hate that.
It's
I get bread pudding.
Weird. It's good, but it's like this hollow bready thing. It looks like a 2-bite brownie, but with nothing inside.
And they're in various sizes. You can get ones that are sort of like the ones I remember from home were sort of larger, like muffin tin, made in a muffin tin, so they're bigger. But what they can do in certain places is actually make a big one that's the size of the plate, and then they'll serve the roast inside of it. So they'll put the roast and the potatoes and the vegetables inside of this big sort of cup Yorkshire pudding. So you take that concept, you stretch it out a little bit, you make it a bigger Yorkshire pudding. It's the crust. It's the base. It's the base of it. And then you do a cream gravy sauce, and I think it would be sort of the base of it, and then it's almost like a shepherd's pie of itself, but it's a pizza. Yeah.
Potato gravy pizza. Any cheese on there?
Yeah, I think you throw some. I think Yorkshire pudding doesn't traditionally come with cheese, but we're doing pizza, right? So I think you throw some cheese on there. You could go away with mozzarella, but I think cheddar might be the move.
Is the name Yorkshire pudding? Is that a dig at Yorkshire? That it's so poor they're putting. There's
I mean,
inside?
Honestly, maybe I'm gonna look up the etymology of Yorkshire pudding,
or it just comes from there.
Yorkshire pudding etymology.
I wonder if it's German chocolate cake, and it's just that was just a guy's name. It's not from Germany.
Oh no.
So it says when wheat flour began to come into common use for making cakes and puddings, cooks in northern England, Yorkshire, devised a means of making use of the fat that dropped into the dripping pan to cook a batter pudding while meat roasted. So it was originally called dripping pudding, which is way worse, right?
Absolutely. Especially
honestly,
for something that is dry.
Dripping pudding, and then it's just this dry dough. But no, it's sort of like a pancake batter-esque thing. So that's what I've got.
It's a pretty good answer.
Yep.
Pretty good answer.
Hickory dickory motherfuck you.
Tim, what's your French fry pizza looking like?
I'm thinking it's a pizza with French fry borders. You know what I mean? I'm thinking it's like a 360 crust, strategically placed along.
So is it like a stuffed crust? Like the dough is wrapped around a fry?
I imagine the crust is on itself normal, but
right,
jutting out of the crust like blockers on a bowling lane or French fries.
To sort of guide your bite.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. And then
no gutter balls with this pizza.
I feel like the toppings. I'm going cheese, normal mozzarella, but then some cheese curds. Maybe splotches of gravy, not full on poutine.
We're doing like a poutine.
I feel like a poutine. Right, you want to lean in.
Right.
You don't want a pepperoni with fries.
I was curious if you were going to do like a ketchup on there or something really weird.
I don't know if I can sanction that personally.
Yeah. I feel like a tomato sauce might be just
ridiculous.
Fine, right?
Yeah,
tomato sauce kind of works.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think ketchup is overrated. Yeah.
We did a Marry Fuck Kill with ketchup last episode, and Kevin killed ketchup.
Oh yeah, I'm a mustard head before ketchup. I will admit, I love me a mustard.
Ketchup doesn't cut the mustard.
Just eat the packets as a child.
Whoa, you just dummy a mustard packet? That's savage. I used to do shots of vinegar when I was in high school. I don't know why.
Shots?
That's awesome.
Before, at the end of lunch break, me and some of my friends would get those little fucking white cups of those white ketchup cups, and we would fill them with vinegar, and we just do a shot of vinegar.
Do you think you're getting drunk?
I think we just thought it was cool, but it definitely fucking wasn't. It was weird as hell.
Fermented, right? It's like a fermented something. I don't know what.
Yeah. We were lit in pre-cal.
It sounds like you just wanted to feel something.
And honestly, if you guys have any vinegar, I would love to do a shot right now. Because I've
heard that like a shot of apple cider vinegar is like supposed to be good for your immune system and stuff. So maybe
this was just
why
white
you're
vinegar.
So hale and healthy.
Just white.
This is just white vinegar. Yeah, that people put it on fries. Yeah. What about
gross.
you two? How are we doing it? Spicy
I had
chicken.
a similar story though. I remember I had I chugged a ginger beer in high school, which one of those. It was non-alcoholic but so spicy, and I
love ginger beer, but chugging it seems foul.
I was like, because it's sort of difficult to do. There's something thrilling about
a challenge.
It.
Yeah. Feel it through your nose.
So far. 100% of the pizzas we've pitched have gravy on them, which is weird.
The main ingredient in pizza, of course, gravy.
Absolutely.
How can I work that in?
My drippings pizza would be incomplete without gravy. Yeah. Hey man, I sold a chicken and biscuit sandwich.
I don't think a spicy chicken needs a gravy. Sadly, if it did, it might be. I don't know. I would think like a lighter kind of gravy maybe, but I think the way to make this one work is pretty basic. You do maybe like a blue cheese, a cheddar cheese, little dollops of like ranch maybe, some cut up buffalo chicken tenders spread out on that pizza. I feel like that would be pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I mean, buffalo chicken pizza is not a foreign thing, but you're kind of elevating it here.
You could maybe do some pickles to make it like the Popeye chicken sandwich, or I don't know. Green onions feels right for this.
Yeah. Pickles are a good choice with chicken. They complement it well, and I think green onions always welcome as like a garnish. Add some color. I like that. That sounds good. Honestly, all these pizzas.
Yeah,
I'm not
so
high enough for this, but all these pizzas do sound incredible, I have to say. And I am getting hungry. That was a actually successful on the fly segment. Are you an improviser?
No, never.
Okay, good.
No, but
yeah. Should we wheel it and deal it?
Yeah, let's maybe do an audience submission.
Yeah,
a little while on that. We'll give the wheel a spin and see what we get. Dumb King Arthur. Hosts have to set up a challenge such as King Arthur's sword from the stone that would entitle someone to all that they have. This is from Char Aznable, which I think is Luke Cessalon.
That's right.
So each of us will come up with a challenge that only the chosen one could complete. But if they
get all of your stuff,
they get all of our possessions,
and we have to honor that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Tim, but this is sort of a binding contract, as it were.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely binding. I wonder what. And so it should be something difficult, right? That like only one individual, only the worthy person.
Yeah, only someone worthy. So maybe think
ideally
about
something personal too, like just for you or something.
Yeah, it kind of fits with who
it has
you
to
are.
fit your.
You might think about what is the virtue that you would want this person to showcase, like the virtue that's most important to you.
Right. If they wanted to, if we need them to be brave, or if we need them to be like strategic or strong, or
I've got like a cyst on my arm, so someone could pop that.
You want
a cyst in my bicep.
You need to go see a doctor.
Wow,
like,
you're gonna need. This brings a whole new meaning to the name Sir Lancelot, because you're gonna get that thing drained.
That's very good. Yeah, can we just see a doctor and giving them all you have in the Canadian healthcare system?
What do you live in America? What, you're going a routine medical visit? You lose everything. Yeah.
Oh man. I think I would maybe try to make it so that someone would have to like create or do something. Like honestly, I'm just spending a lot of time looking at my podcasting equipment, as we're obviously, but I'm like, maybe I would have to get them to, here's what it would be. This is what it would be. It's simple. I have all of these posters behind me. I have a myriad of other posters from shows. The ones behind me are shows that I've produced or had a strong hand in creatively directing. And actually, no, I think they're all shows that I've produced, and maybe even we've produced. Thomas is credited on almost all of them. But I think I would make it so that all of these posters, plus all of the posters from the shows that I've participated in prior, like without that I haven't produced, I would scramble them, and you would have to chronologically be able. So I want the reverence. What I want out of someone is that they know me and they know my history. And may I add, better than I do, because if I was to do that, it took a large effort to get them in order. And if I were to scramble them,
the first few would be easy, and then the 5-star reviews stopped coming in, and so the accolades on the poster would be a lot more repetitive after.
You can't reference those first few. Once Thomas moved away, I stopped getting as many stars.
Yes, so I'm giving myself full credit for that.
Are the dates not on the posters?
Some of them, but many of them just have they don't have the year. Not all of them have the year. In fact, many of them don't. I'm looking around, and I don't see a year on even. No, there's no year on any of these posters. Yeah, which was maybe a stupid thing. We should start putting the year on our posters.
Well, I mean, you see a poster, you're going to assume it happens the same year.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Which Fringe are you talking about? This is so confusing.
2029. Coming to Fringe 2029.
And what would be they would get all your possessions if they could just give order to your creative life.
Yes, exactly. What I seek is someone who is interested enough to be and I think there's like a sense of like organization and I know there's like a reverence for my own stuff, but I don't really actually care that much about it being my shows. It's really just like, there's a care to the presentation and the organization of things. And so I feel like if that's the case, you get all, I mean, it's not that stupid. It was actually like a pretty fine one. Maybe you have to do it. You have to do it while my brothers try to kick your ass. I think maybe my two
kind of like,
strong, large brothers try to physically fight you for the inheritance of
like getting initiated into the Proud Boys at the same time.
Yeah.
Is it just the posters too? Can they see like the jokes and maybe try and see how dated they are and like
right?
Yeah.
Each show comes with one problematic quote, right? That I made or had a character.
The
make.
Most problematic line from each play will be shared as a hint.
Yeah. In the early history, there's a show where this was back in the day when people, including myself, didn't know better, and I played an indigenous character in a show which had all indigenous characters, but it turns out I'm 2% indigenous American, so I guess it's fine, right? That's
I've heard that before.
Haters could never.
So I guess no issues then. Everyone's in the clear. What about you guys? What do you got?
I was thinking I think there would be something of, because I've recently become a therapist, Tim, since we last spoke, and it might be interesting.
You didn't have to say that. He knew.
If my clients had to, like, if one of my clients could heal my trauma, they really turn the tables on me in session, and I won't even announce it, but like there is a reciprocal relationship. We're both growing and healing together, but if one of them like unlocks the key to my healing, that could be really, really powerful. I would just give them all my stuff. And then that would probably fix their problems too, because now they have a PS5. Like,
yeah,
absolutely.
Now they can play Splatoon, and it's fine.
Yeah.
But like, I like the idea of you walking out of your therapist's office feeling like you're like, oh, I feel like I like talked a lot in that, and like gave them, that's weird. And then you like walk out, and then you just get handed a slip at the desk that's just a key to like a safety deposit box.
I get handed a check for $630. This is all that I have.
And there's just a gunshot from your office. Yeah.
Just making sure my gun still works before I give it to them.
Yeah.
Super ethically spurious, right? But yeah. What about you, Tim? What's your challenge?
I guess my challenge would be I'm gonna have them like just build me a house or like a bunker. And I feel like that's a good deal.
Are you gonna give that to them after they build it? Like, does that become something?
I feel like it's an exchange for all of my stuff.
I see.
So you're just talking about like investing in real estate. This is not a challenge.
You're just talking about buying a house in a rough economy.
Dude, and selling all my stuff is really the only way I could afford it. So and also, imagine you go to like a bank and you're like, hey, I'd like to. Here's what I have to put up a mortgage, but you also have to build me a bunker. They're like, well, no, we're not. That's not how the economy works. No, I like that. I think it's good. I think that's.
Are you worried about the apocalypse? Like, is that why the bunker?
No, but I feel like if I don't have any stuff, like I'd want to be somewhere safe. I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
If you
don't have anything, at least you're not going to be like worried about getting killed immediately. Yeah. The idea of a bunker with nothing in it and just yourself, and that being your like trying to start your life from that point, just naked in a bunker. I don't know what to do here. It's not a good situation.
I will say, of the three of us, Tim's idea is describing a place that would be impermeable.
Oh, okay.
So kind of full circle word of the day.
Right. Okay. Old head? Did it have to
not
be
even work, dude?
Didn't even try to put it in a context. Just said it.
I just thought maybe if I referenced it, I could get some of the credit. Maybe not all of it.
Kind of did. We laughed.
It did sort of work.
It was great.
Yeah, it did sort of work.
This podcast is the equivalent of like jingling keys in front of a baby.
Yeah. Do you like this?
For sure.
Do you like this? Yeah, exactly. The sounds make them happy.
I feel like this is maybe one of the most segments we've done in an episode in a while. We've just been racing through them.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like we're coming to the end. What do you think, Kevin?
I think so too. I think it's about time we just sort of talk it out and figure out who's going to plug something first. We can talk it out.
Weirdly, like stressed out about the end.
Well, I want to circle back. I want to make sure that we're on the same page.
Okay. Well, I can plug. Right. I'll plug something first.
You're gonna plug. Well, usually it's. Well, just to be clear, we should let our guest plug something.
Why did you make it seem so open?
Whoa. Well, then why was it so hard to?
We're gonna have to figure this out. But just to be clear, there's a protocol that we must follow.
What if I don't want to plug something first, huh?
We need to hash it out, but Tim should go first.
Okay. Never mind.
And if you don't want
Tim,
to plug
what do you?
then you have to sort of get someone to proxy plug, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have anything coming up you want to point the people to?
Wait, when is this coming out?
Comes out on Monday.
Oh, sweet. Oh, yeah. I'll be headed to Winnipeg for the Improv Festival.
Yeah.
Excited for that. That'll be a lot of fun. That weekend. Follow me on socials, Tim Blair.
It runs from October 17th, 18th, and 19th.
Yes, so, absolutely.
Yeah. You can catch Tim.
Oh yeah, at the Improv Festival. I thought this was my plug. You said I had to plug first.
Yeah, excuse me.
And now I feel you're plugging my dates.
Yeah, well, so if I could say sort of on behalf of Tim, I thought you needed a proxy is all.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, catch Tim doing that and follow him. He's doing shows all the time. You're always doing something in Toronto.
Oh yeah,
you're always out there moving and shaking. T, you said you had something to plug.
Yep. So that sketch show I mentioned, season 1. We've got our next show in kind of a week and a half from when this comes out. So October 17th at the Den Theater in Chicago, 8:30 p.m. Come check us out. Brand new sketches every time.
That's the thing. We've got something. If it's October 17th, we've got something for you, right? You're coming to see Tim. I think I'm doing a show on the 17th. I can't remember, with Tim. If he's doing the show in the festival, I'll be in it too, I think. And then Thomas.
You know what I just realized we forgot to do, Kevin. What? And we have to do, or we owe Jesse 7 beers.
Oh shit.
We have to do 2 segments based on the list of segments that he pitched us.
Sorry,
so
Tim. Super quick
not
segments.
Over yet.
Yeah.
So what kind of deal are you in? What is
For
this?
our 100th episode, Jesse forced us to generate a bunch of segments and then pitch them to each other on the next episode, or we owed him 7 beers.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
And,
now, Thomas, were you supposed
total?
to do... well, no, I think I owed him 3, and Thomas. No, it was each. I think it was
each. 7 each.
Jesse has a huge problem. We should say, a huge problem. Thomas, were you doing one that you named?
Yeah, I think I would pitch you one that I named. We'll do 2 rapid ones quick because we forgot about this.
Do you need me to tell you what they are here?
Can you or send me the image somehow?
Yeah. Okay. I'm so sorry, Tim. This is you won't be leaving for a long while. This will take us a good 3 hours, 4 hours. Yeah, I'll go first because they're in front of me here.
Okay.
So we'll do. God, one of the segments is. Oh, wait. Those are the ones that oh, fuck. I got it backwards, T, because the ones that you typed in are the ones that I sent.
Yeah. These are yours.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. So let's go with worst pet you ever had. That's easy.
Great.
Worst pet you ever had. Tim, have you ever had a pet?
Yes. Pet. I had a fish that I named Fido, and it was one of those fighting fish. And it got cancer from a light online. It got one of those eco-friendly curly lights that emit a very low bit of radiation. And it
obviously
got
not that eco-friendly, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
You can recycle them. It just gives off radiation, but it went blind and it would just swim into the end of the tank. It was really depressing.
Also,
I feel like
sad that you called it the worst.
Blame on the pet here. You did, you monster.
You gave it
I put
cancer.
It next to a light. I did put it next to a light. But how was I supposed to know what was going to happen?
Yeah, stupid, susceptible to cancer fish.
I was a kid afraid of the dark. I wanted the fish to see as much as I could.
Yeah.
And the inverse happened.
That's fair. I'm sticking a plug in here. Speaking of being afraid of the dark, we're doing an improvised Are You Afraid of the Dark with Club Soda Improv on Friday, October 18th at the Winnipeg Improv Festival. Anyway, worst pet I ever had. I've talked about him on the show before. Neo was a hamster. He shat himself to death. That's the truth. He got wet tail. He pooped himself so much that he dehydrated himself and he died.
I also had a pet butterfly whose last act before dying was taking a shit on my bed, which I always took personally. Butterfly she had like just a little. She was a cat, but she had a little bit of strength left. She crawled up to my bed, took a shit, went to the basement, and died. Oh no! And I always felt like that hurt my feelings.
Butterflies have wings that I would describe as gossamer.
I was hoping you would say old head. Okay, and now for my segment. My names, I'm realizing, are much less good for segment names.
One of yours is Flamboyant Boys, which is not great.
Flamboyant Boys. Yeah, we probably shouldn't do that one.
No.
Let's do Imposter Syndrome.
Okay.
So this is going to be, what is the thing that you believe you could convince people that you are good at but have no real skills in? So there's something you think you could really fake it till you make it and do pretty well at that you actually don't have much experience in.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think, like, and you wouldn't have to like actually prove it to them, right? You just have to be like sort of talk about it.
Well, but you're saying I'm confident I could fake this for like a day and people wouldn't notice. They'd think like, yeah, he was pretty good at that. He's experienced.
Oh, I see. I think like wedding planning. I think wedding planning is something I could convince people I was pretty good at.
That's good.
Without having any experience. It's sort of adjacent to a lot of the things that I do have pretty good experience in. So I think that would be the trick.
Yeah, you just have to mention all the different decisions they have to make, and they'll be so overwhelmed they'll like leave you alone for a while.
And I think people are, when they're looking for a wedding planner, they're in a state, they like are looking to be relieved as quickly as possible. And so as long as I can sort of instill them with a sense that I have a sense of what's going on, I think they'll be like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I think for me, it would be lighting on a film set, film crew lighting.
Oh yeah,
like it's all
that's
just
very
like
funny.
Technical jargon. You just gotta say
like,
some color temperatures and
holding up the reflector and flipping it over and stuff.
Yeah.
Getting that white balance thing and like checking it.
Oh right. That doesn't do anything. I'm certain.
Yeah, and just like just looking around, you get to be around the stars, but no one's going to be mad that some guy's around. I guess you just don't work with Christian Bale, right? That was the only thing to avoid. Sort of famously not a fan of lighting guys.
One guy,
yeah.
But it is such a team effort that I'm sure, like, if
you could go around screwing shit up,
100%,
and someone
notice.
will be following right behind you, sort of like fixing the damage that you're doing. Tim Blair and the lighting grip, right? Yeah, I like it. T, what do you got?
I think I could pull off being a circus ringmaster for a day. I know it seems hard, but I kind of think it's all vamping. Like, I just have to come out with a lot of energy. I don't have to do any of the hard stuff. I'm just sort of introducing other people. If I got a little set
being
list,
like pushed forward, like walking out and realizing you're in a circus tent and like looking around. Oh my gosh. Would you? Yeah, I guess if you had the set list, you could be fine.
Yeah. It's kind of just being a host, I guess.
Yeah,
is what
which
I'm
is something that you're pretty good
same.
at.
But probably there are other things I don't know about that would be challenging.
Yeah. I think I could also be a pretty good mortician.
You just want to spend time with dead bodies.
Yeah.
You sick fuck.
Want to crawl inside of the skin of someone else. I don't know. Seems like a good time.
That's our show. Thank you so much for coming on, Tim Scare. We ended with a little ghoulish moment with Kevin.
Yeah, that's right, folks. If you're still looking for something to listen to, check out What We Do in the Basement. That's Thomas and I's D&D podcast with some very funny folks. Oh, everyone's got a gourd except for me. Tim, is that also? Oh, it's an apple, and a pumpkin. I have a water bottle. I got nothing to hold up. This is oh, you know what? Here we go. There we are.
Wow.
And that's that, folks. Thank you for listening to Oops All Segments. We'll be here next week with another episode of a show that I just named the title of, and the segment's gonna say it again with the sound effect. Fuck it. Yeah.